Welcome to the Comfortable in Chaos Podcast. Strangle your demons and let's go.
Y'all need Jesus!
Running on empty, running blind. Welcome to the Comfortable in Chaos Podcast. I am your host, Eric Hellberg, and you know we're like Einstein over here, man. We're just running, and we just do not want to end up running on empty. I tell you what, here's the title of our message today. And then we will jump right into this stuff. It is hire a coach. Yes, hire a coach. And when you listen to those words in that song, man, Jackson Browne does not get enough credit. I know he kind of flirted with the Eagles a little bit, knew all those guys, but he went on to a stellar career in and of itself. But if you listen to the words of his songs, I mean, they're so eloquent, so poignant with the difficulties of life. In fact, I think he was coaching us. I really do, now that I look back over his recordings. But guys, we're always told to invest in ourselves, right? And we do that in a variety of ways. We try to take better care of ourselves. It could be fitness. It could be eating better. It could be better relationships. But what I'm going to tell you is there are coaches for everything. And you know that. We have kids that are in sports. Do they have a coach? Yeah, we pay for those. Absolutely. We are hoping that it will in turn allow our kids to be better at that chosen endeavor. They have some guidance by which, in theory, we cannot impart. And I mean, when you look at it, and that's a great example, youth sports, look how many times, sometimes it does work, they mesh, and you think of someone like a John Elway and his dad or a Tom Brady and his dad, but it doesn't always work out that way. More often than not, you have strife, right? With the father and son and that coaching combination. So you need someone else. And when they get off into more formal schooling, i.e. high school and above, what happens? There's coaches galore. And do you pay for those? Yes, you're hiring a coach. Taxpayer dollars. Well, if they go to a private school, tuition dollars. So you have hired a coach. Anywhere that you are looking to become better, to challenge yourself, and in today's depraved world, we have less time. So how about just a coach for efficiency? Wouldn't you like to get some of that back? Now, granted, your growth will occur in the process. But how do you know if your process and or your recipe is even correct? I tell you what, here's the biggest barrier to hiring a coach. Lack of humility and ego. We think we know it all. I'm as guilty as hell of that. I mean, when I was rocking and rolling in the repo game, I don't know if someone could have coached me better on how to stealthily get up to a piece of equipment, garner entry, and hotwire it. I had that down to 35, 40 seconds if I had an operable tractor, and I wasn't interrupted. But could I have had a coach and or a group of men who could have said, Eric, you're working so damn hard. You're doing so well. This is what you need to consider in the future. hey, maybe this will keep your exposure down and you don't have to do that as much if you listen to this. Since we're talking about sports, and let's go to team sports, even individual sports. You don't think Novak Djokovic has a coach? Yeah, it's Goran Ivanisevic, and he has like 3 others. All right. You don't think Justin Verlander has a coach? Everyone has a coach. In fact, multitudes of coaches. And what you're really looking for in a coach is someone that embodies a little piece of you, that you have synergy with, meaning you can get along. Maybe even place a tremendous value upon that interaction. And that allows you guys to work better together. And you look at it, what all do we spend our money on? I mean, hell, you may go out drinking with the boys. Maybe just to blow off some steam. Maybe just to forget what the hell is actually going on in your life. Well, you cut out about 3 nights of that debauchery, you've got yourself a bona fide coach, man. Right? And if you have someone helping you become more systemic, focused, and efficient, well, maybe you have less steam to blow off. Maybe instead of trying to forget, you have something to look forward to. We all work our nuts off to take our families on vacations, right? Which costs money. We save up for that. Well, what if that coach could give you a shortcut whereby you could take a longer vacation, a less stressful vacation, whereby you don't feel like you've got to come and play catch up afterwards? And it provides you options. Are you feeling me, man? I think you understand where I'm going. I'm just hitting the same drum. And the reason I'm hitting it is I realized my own limitations. And I realized my own limitations, and it's time to simply ask for help. And there are people out there who can do it. Now you can say, Eric, I have the Lord. Well, you know what? You are right. But even sitting on your own sometimes and reading the Bible can be a difficult proposition. It does require discipline for sure. So, is the Lord a coach? In some way, shape, or form, yeah, He's given you a structure for your life. But this ain't no damn 10,000 hours and you're going to be proficient and or a master. He wouldn't allow you to live a whole, right? 70 score? He wouldn't allow you to live that long if this was an easy and or a short journey. Was Christ, His Son, and our Savior a coach? Yeah, He still is the preeminent life coach. But you know what He did? He got a group of dudes and He said, look, this has to be passed on. Your mission is to attempt to replicate me and dispense that to others, because there are going to be many, many, many coming after you who desperately need this. What is it that you desperately need whereby you require a coach? This podcast is the result, of me having a coach. Now, did I put out a chunk of change in order to get there? I sure did. Why? I found someone with the demonstrable results that I wanted, a 20-year pedigree, and that's oftentimes what we forget. People get into the, and I should have done this more in the repo game in business endeavors. When a client would say, Eric, that's way too much money. Really? To get the result that you are asking me to provide you in the immediate, I'm cheap as hell. Do you know how much time, money, blood, sweat, tears, familial sacrifice, and expense I have gone through to accrue the experience that you are now hiring? Can you imagine if I would charge you for that? I'm a damn bargain, man. And that is what a coach is. So I went to a guy by the name of Sam Crowley. Every Day is Saturday, the number one motivational podcast maker in the world. And we got to work. He essentially gave me 30 days. I mean, that's a hell of a benchmark to launch my podcast. Had it ready in 2 weeks. And then he gave me the option to continue working with him. And I may still down the road. But I had a foundation. I was ready to begin the journey. And you can pick and choose, man. Nothing has to be set in stone. Get your feet up under you where you want to get better, and then start flapping your wings. We had this show ready in 2 weeks. And why did it come about? Because I believe I have something to say. And I'm going to tell you also, man, every one of you has something to say. Should you ever want to do something like this, because information abounds and your wealth of knowledge and experience abounds. I won't charge you a damn penny. I'll just simply say, contact me. You have my emails. Like, rate, subscribe, follow this show, and I'll send you right to the guy who coached me. Yeah, I bought his experience instead of toiling away in obscurity, spending countless hours, money, and probably less than desirous results in getting there. And now you're listening to me, and I'm able to communicate with you. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm actually looking into another coaching things and a couple of other coaching avenues. And I'm going to keep you men apprised of that. But what I'm going to tell you, quite simply, is if you desire a change, if you desire help, if you want to get better, all of that is out there for you. If you will invest, and it may be more than you considered at first, right here in the immediate, but my God, you will certainly save down the road, and you will get to where you're wanting to go quicker. So until next time on the Comfortable in Chaos podcast, I bid you bon voyage, my burgeoning flock.
Until next time, like and subscribe to the Comfortable in Chaos podcast.